Hello everybody, welcome to the Digital Fighter Combat Academy. This is Chango and today we will continue with the Livery. So, this is a bonus lesson. I started a few videos ago and it's me doing this stuff kind of live. I'm unfiltered, so I will do errors and I will do trial and I may face problems that you would not see otherwise. I think it's invaluable. So we are working, let me first show you this. We're working on this livery for DCS Fonzie. He is giving us access to the server if you join the academy, which by the way, if you want to have updates, just go and take a look at the mailing list because we are about to start creating the course. This is the design he gave me. And I just spoke with him and he wants this, which by the way, he wants it to be red, not this kind of pink, but he didn't have the red. So he wants the red to start from the beginning of the fin here and then go, he didn't specify. So we need to figure that out. I think it will go like this from where I think this is the rudder itself. No, this must be the rudder. So I don't know. Well, this reference, if we can see it in the aircraft actually. Let me just go to a side view. Yeah, if I can do it. Okay. I prefer the other side. Okay, the other side though, we need to fix the light. Okay. So we actually have it. So I would say this, from here, we will go here, which to me it's approximately like 10 degrees or something like that. So this is going to be me doing this for the first time, and I know by experience, because I've been working on the livery of the academies for the MB339, that this aircraft in this area has 3 different parts and you need to make them match. It's not going to be a walk in the park, let's say. Also, if you've noticed, I've created, actually I'm going to show it, well, let me show you here. This side is going to be better. I've made a little bit of a modification here, so the helmet now has the logo of Motley from the Wacky Races, which is what he gave me, and I've made a little bit of a stylized coloring of the helmet just for fun. Okay, so now what should we do? Well, let me show you. This is essentially what came out from the helmet, and this is the logo, which I'm gonna keep, maybe not because I'm not gonna need it, but you will see it. And also I don't have it anymore. Okay, we have everything that we need now here. We don't need to reload model viewer anymore. So this is the DDS file, this is my Photoshop file, and okay, here I was working on the livery. As you can see, the livery is currently just empty. So I would start from this and I'll show you how I simply do these things. Let me also enable this grid because we're gonna need it for reference. So this is my workflow. You don't have to follow it exactly, but I can show you what I do. I like working on rectangles and I fill it with red. And then because this is just a rectangle, there won't be any resolution issues when you resize it. So I'll try to make it start where this polygon here is. This one. But I want to be a little bit, want to give it a little bit of a bleeding room just in case. And then maybe I zoom here. Okay. Actually, let me just rotate it first. Okay, so I'll start from this upper side, which I'll take it to where I was before. Actually, this one I think is better. Or maybe here. Yeah, I would start from here. And now I just set the pivot where I am in here and rotate. Actually, let me scale it a little bit because it's not okay, only on the horizontal side. And as I was saying, this may be where we want it to go, which is 9.6 degrees. Well, I said 10, it wasn't too far, but should probably go higher. Yeah, here, so that I cross this one. So this should be the place where I rotate. And this should be the place where I extend it. Now, let's disregard what happens here. We will mask this stuff. And I think we are actually, because we can do it, I'll do this as well. Now, of course, we are going to mask all the parts that we don't need, like this. We don't know yet if we need it. I don't remember from my previous experience. I just select all this stuff. I'm not going to mask it, I'm completely going to remove it. And I didn't do it very well, so I'm going to do it a little better. Cut here and cut here. Okay. Now, let's see what happened. So let me just copy merged, paste it here, merge and save it, and let's go and see. Okay. So now the thing is, from here we need to match the nose, because he wants essentially halfway through the nose, the tip of the aircraft, which is going to be there. Let me go to Photoshop, which is this side here if I'm not mistaken. But of course in the Photoshop file. So I'm going to be messy, as I said, with the layers. I'm going to then merge them all together. And this new layer is going to be this part. So let me just do a rectangle again. And let me just fill it with red. Then I move it here. And let me actually zoom in here. So this part here looks like the tip. Now I should actually change the pivot. So let me just grab it. Where is it? Here. Okay. And I bring it to where I want the whole transformation to rotate around. We said 9.6. I would be surprised if this is correct, but let's test it. So I just shift it a little forward so that I cover a little, I give a little bit of a bleeding space. This is the lower part, so in theory this part should all be red, so I leave it. This we will see now what happens. This of course is not wanted, probably. So I just hide it, copy everything, paste it here, merge, save, and yeah, it may actually be correct. But we need to figure out what this part here, because there is a third part. As I said, this is a little bit of a pain in the neck to sort out. So let's check the letters. So we have BM25, and this is when this grid that I created for you, which by the way, you can download it for free. Just join the mailing list. I'll send you a bunch of emails with a bunch of tools and tips. So BM25, we need to locate BM25, and it's quite easy because they go AK, AL, AM, so we need to go vertically for BM, BK, BE, BL, BM25. So this is the part. Now, this, I'm sure, is not going to be matching anything. So we can try and check where it intersects. And it intersects at roughly BM27, where the diagonal line is. So would be here, roughly. From here, we want to go all the way here, which is the one above BM24, if it's not another image as well. So let's do the whole BM24 to begin with. So I said this one was 27. Okay, let's try. So I create another layer. By creating different layers, you can change things much easily than creating one layer and do all these on one layer. So let's see what happens. So we said BM27, which is the intersection here. Roughly, we will fix it. And then this, however, is 1444. Let me just check again. 27. Yeah, it has to be more. So let's see what happens. And by the way, I don't like that these numbers don't appear on the red. So yeah, I don't like very much that I multiply, because if I multiply, it also changes color. But at this stage, I don't mind. But at least I can see the checkers, even where I made red. So I select all, copy, merged, paste, merge, save, save, reload. And this is kind of. However, you can see now there is an issue. First, because this part is not. So this one is BH24. So we have another file where we need to intersect things. And that means that probably we are going to have to work the last one a little more. So BH24. Let's see where BH24 is. ORJ BH24. Of course. Well, let's mirror this one. Let's see what happens if we mirror this. So I just duplicate it. Then I transform it. I need to figure out where halfway through here is. Well, I guess I don't. I just flip it. So I go minus 100% and I did something wrong. But it should be correct. Unless I went completely crazy, which I'm not. Okay, I was crazy. I'm no longer crazy. Hopefully this is symmetrical, so I'll take it to. It's actually, yes, it is. This is it. Copy, merged, paste, merge, save, and all the usual stuff. Okay, you know what? I just noticed. This is not the other side of this. This is a different thing. Ideally, this one. Okay, so let me just delete this layer, and I'll deal with that later. So this is another part. Let me check better. So this one, is, you see, even with the grid and the checker, sometimes it's just a struggle to figure out what is what. BH24 is this one. So from here, I ideally want to intersect this. Which means that this is not even centered. Oh yes, it is centered. So, okay, I need to take halfway through this. Actually, the extreme edge of the circle, possibly, of BH24. So here, and where the X is roughly the center. And then I need to see how much rotation this needs to come to BM27, which is not too complicated because we know BM27 is aligned with BH27. So we ideally probably want to do, it doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. Yeah, we need to try. It's easier if we try it. So, okay. I create a new layer, create my rectangle here, not bigger than that. Okay, and now let me zoom in a little more. And we can even try with the 14.44, whether I mentioned. Well, first let's move it where it's supposed to be going, which is roughly here. And let's see. It's definitely not intersecting 1444. Let me try 14.44 and see what happens. Okay, select all, copy merge, deselect, paste. I didn't copy. Let me try again. Select all. Actually, deselect, select all, copy merge, deselect. Okay. Paste. Okay, now we're talking. But I don't see. Ah, yeah, it's in there. Save and reload. Okay, it's kind of correct, but now we need the other one, which is this one, to go higher than that, higher to this point, which is roughly where this corner of the M is, of the M of the 26. So we have a layer with that, which is this one. Now transforming this is not going to be as easy as it was before. So I'll just probably rotate a little bit more like that. Select all, Control Shift C, Control D, deselect, paste, merge, save, reload. It doesn't work because I'm stupid. I had to I had to align this differently. I had to align this at the top. So here the red line should go here. Well, never mind. Let me just try again. And I just eyeball it. Probably more. You see now 12. All the inclinations and all this stuff doesn't really, doesn't really match when you work with UV maps, or at least not necessarily. I want to just delete stuff that shouldn't be there. Now select all, copy merge, deselect, come here, paste, merge, save, and boom. Okay, now we're talking. Now we need to mirror everything for the other side. And also we need to find where these things are, but the light doesn't really help. Oh well, we will do it later. In the meantime, I just do this. So was it like that? Let me just double check here. Yeah, kind of. Okay. Now we need to mirror everything. And to mirror everything, we have 3 layers, 3 different parts. So this part here, which is the fin, which is here. Now, this is the problem. The fin here needs to rotate. So let's see if there's a smart way to do it that it matches perfectly, which I think there is. This is a, how big is this image? It's 4096, which means 2048, right? Yep, 2048. So let's see if I can. 2048. Okay. Now I duplicated this already. Okay. Now I just need to transform it, and I need this to rotate around this. And I don't know if I should, if I have any snapping available for this, but I use my mouse and it won't be an issue. Now, I should rotate it by 180 degrees, but you see it doesn't really work. So what I do instead, first let me see if I can clear the, I don't even remember how to do it, view, guides, clear guides, okay. I disable this because this darkness really bothers me. We have a reference, which is gonna make it much easier. So we have a little bit of a bleeding, but essentially it goes from here to this little triangle in there. So I'll make it match. Well, certainly not this. And also, where else? So what does it cross here that we can use as a reference? Nothing. Okay, but this one was 9.6, right? So we just redo it. We just do a rectangle 9.6. So I make it as a new layer. Just make it a little smaller. Perhaps this is too small. Okay. Fill it. Now, delete. Okay. And so from, we said this corner, it was 9.6 degrees after all, wasn't it? Now, and I just need to change the pivot here, and I start rotating, and I go to 9.6. Boom. Now, this is matching perfectly, and I just need to move it a little forward like that. Okay, now let me mask everything that we, well, this is actually going to be not the wings. This is actually all going to be covered, so I leave it there. Now I just want to double check, so I copy merged, I paste it here, save, and reload model viewer. Yes, because I think this is part of another. Probably, yeah, that's another part of the image, but we have, this one doesn't match. So this one needs to go much higher. But was it 9.6 degrees at this point? Okay, so what I would do, I retry with this, which I may at this point use this mask to cut everything that is in excess. Maybe I should invert it first. Okay, so now when I select this, it's only that part, and I know that it can't, I cannot show anything that is not that is yellow. So now I duplicate this. It's actually mirror, so transform, flip horizontal, and then flip vertical. Okay, now I just move it where it's supposed to go, and as long as I don't see anything yellow, like in this case, it should go like this. Okay, now we're talking. I think it's slightly different. It's not perfectly symmetrical, because this yellow here, well, it's actually part of the mask. Let's see. Let me copy, delete. So deselect, paste, merge, and reload. Now they should be matching, and they do match. Okay. This one is sorted. Then we need to do the other part, which is whatever. We choose it now. I'd say the fuselage, which is this, the layer. Okay, let me just group these. Fin. Now, this is the fuselage and the bottom. We don't need the bottom because, or actually do we? No, the bottom is all here. So this one is only the side, it's essentially this part. This, I don't know what it is. I will see if it needs to go. No, it doesn't, because it's this part here. Okay, so I would do the same thing for this. So first I just duplicate it, but in this duplicate version, I need to remove all there is down there. Or I actually do it later. Now, I repeat the same thing. There's a mask here that I can use. Of course, I need to invert it. Then if I cut it, it just removes everything that is in excess from this layer. In fact, now, if I select it, it only selects what was already within the aircraft. And now, I rotate it 180 degrees. And I move it up. And this is difficult to find now because I was very sloppy. Okay, but thankfully, so let me zoom in here, because we know that this part must be probably like that. But it's not exactly matching. And I don't remember if it was 9 point. Actually, let's see if I can simply redo it. Let's not complicate things that may be simpler, because this one was 9.6 degrees, if I remember correctly. So let me just do a 9.6 degrees with the tip, the corner of this rectangle goes here. Transform, I need to find the pivot, because thankfully it's magnetic. Now 9.6 degrees, 0.6, this was it. And now I'm gonna obviously delete everything that it doesn't belong there, which is this X, and then I'm gonna do it more granularly here, X, and I'm going to take this one, X, and this part, of course, oh, well, actually looks correct. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, let's see. First, let me also remove this, as it shouldn't be red. Or I can go with the lasso. Yeah, much easier. Okay, cut. And let's see how it looks like now. I didn't tell you what I did, but you already know. I copy, merged, and should save. Okay, and let's reload. It's not matching perfectly. Yeah, this is one of the problems, which is why I use the grid, but not always. And also this light doesn't really help. Okay. So in front it's correct, but here, maybe it is. Let's see from the top. It actually probably is, because we are talking about another file here, another layer. So maybe we are fine. So now we only need one more thing to do. So this one is, let's group it and let's call it fuselage. Okay, now I don't remember what this is. Okay, this one should be relatively easy. I just duplicate it, zoom 100%, because this one is the part that goes there. Hence, if I transform it and I pick whatever halfway through this is, which probably is this, and maybe I zoom a little more, this, okay, probably good enough. Now if I just flip it, should be there. Let's see. Save, reload. Potentially correct, but we don't know yet. And after I'm done with this, I think I'm gonna call it the day, because I don't want to make too long videos. And then the next one will probably be very easy. We will finish the wings and the ailerons and stabilizers, and we just need one more. This one also should be easy, but let me just group this, call it, don't know, bit high. And then we have this one, which is essentially the same thing. So I duplicate this one, I zoom more, I transform, I tell it use this as a pivot point minus boom. which theoretically speaking, they should cross each other like that. Ah, I moved it. Let's see what happens. Let me just, what did I do? Oh, okay, okay, I was trying to use the keyboard to do something that I couldn't do because I had already a selection initiated. Now, let's select all, let's copy merge, let's deselect, let's paste, let's merge, let's save, and save again. And it actually could be correct. We have this part now, which is on the way, but this one is very unlikely to have any reference with the grid. So let me just include the grid. Yeah, in fact, we don't, oh, we have a BF24 though. BF24. So we need to find BF24. AP, AX, GF, BF. Oh, this is it, but we can't make it entirely red because it's not exactly there. So, and also we will need to then make this part completely red, but this one is BH24, which is gonna be easy. But this one, we need to figure out what to do. So I would probably, we need to figure out what this is first, because it's not that easy. So we have this line here, which is likely this. So this semicircle, whatever, this arced part is part of a circle, and this, they form this. So we want perhaps this to go here, which is, now you need to flip this in with your mind, which is probably here. So let me create a new layer before I forget, and then I'll deal with the group here. So I said this, and I forgot where to start though. We don't know where to start. So it would be, okay, well, roughly it should touch this part. So it should be this. So we want to create, first let's create the rectangle and let's fill it. Now let's move it. So I said this is the part where we want it to intersect, right? So now the pivot is going to be this, and this is going to be where it touches. And since we can, oops, we can do it again. Okay, I just want to make it smaller. Let's see what happens. Now let's paste this new version. Did it do it? Yeah. Merge, save, and reload. It's not entirely correct, but it's not too bad. So we need to move it perhaps just a little forward, which is in the direction of the diagonal, so which is in this direction. Let's try. Well, let's see what happens. I moved 10 pixels. Well, not too bad. I need to go lower now. which means higher in here, 1 pixel. Let's see. Maybe just move it forward a little more, like 2 pixels. Okay, it needs to go forward. 2 more pixels. And again, a little more. Maybe I just take it. I want to, well, I go lower, but then I want this to match. So I actually, what I can do is this. And I slightly rotate it, just a touch, like this. This part I leave it for now. I will deal with that once I figure this position first. Too much. Okay. So I repeat, and I just 1 degree or less, 0.5. Let's, I don't know why. Okay, so (1.1). Let's see, 1 degree. I don't know if it doesn't show me that precision or what it is. It's very weird. Let's reload. Okay. Now this is matching. Perfect. So these two we need to group, and we call it fuselage bit higher. Now this one I won't call it because I will be done with it shortly. So, okay, it's actually going to be I don't think if I rotate this one it will work, because this one should go this direction. But actually, let's see. I'll just eyeball it. It's going to be much easier. So let's rotate it 180 degrees. Yeah. And then probably flip horizontally. Yeah. So it should, and also, I don't know, I messed up big time. Let's see, it's not, I don't think this is the correct position, but let's see how it looks like. Save, reload. It actually is, but this one doesn't match. But that's not this part, so this part is probably correct. What we don't have matching is another thing. So let me just group this one, and I call it cylinder. Cylinder. Okay, so it's a bit higher that doesn't match for some reason. This part here, this side, is not exactly matching, and I can tell it's not, so I just probably need to move it. Now it looks better. Yeah, because I've been eyeballing the symmetry, so Yeah, and it now seems to be matching. Probably not yet, probably one more pixel. I move it down one more pixel, because at the end of the day, the good thing is that this B24 thing needs to be completely red, which I'm going to deal with later. Or actually, let me deal with that now. I put a layer in between. Up to what? Well, the whole B24 is not going to be seen, so I'll do it from here. Just do a rectangle here, make it red, deselect. I don't know why I saved that. We have got to wait for this to be finished now with Photoshop. It's going to be a while. So this is the approach when you don't know, because every livery, at least in my experience, every livery has its own, every model has its own peculiarities. And if you don't know, because the design is always different, you need to make things match, which now they do. Okay, so what I want to do now, we can finish it another time, but it's going to be very, very quick. What I want to do now is just removing this. Okay, select everything, copy, merged, deselect, paste, merge, save, save, reload. Okay, and actually what I can do even better is remove the references entirely. So I just repeat the copy, merge, paste, save, and reload. And now we have it. Okay, for now I would say we are good. Next time we're going to do the wings and the stabilizers, and then we will be probably done, and I'm going to put the Motley logo in the fin as well. And in the meantime, I'll thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit Digital Fighter Combat Academy and subscribe to the newsletter of the Liveries if you're interested. Otherwise, you can have a live meeting with Jello, Vincent Jello Aiello, the former Top Gun instructor, every month on the website while we are working on creating the academy for you. Thank you for watching. Chango over.